we were discussing about the feature and reissue of shares in the previous class that I have conducted on the last Monday. So in that class, we were discussing about the feature of share and the reissue of the forfeited share. I'm sure that all of you were able to recall the concept. Yes or no? Everybody, all of you remember the
Yes.
concept, no? Okay. So keeping that in mind, we'll discuss few more questions based on the forfeiture and reissue of shares. And once we are done with those questions, then possibly we'll be starting a new concept that is basically pro rata allotment of shares. So, all right. So let's discuss one question based on the reissue of shares, and reissue of shares. And for that purpose, we'll start with this question, which is I'm sure is visible on your screen. Question number 31. Okay. So let me read this question for you. It says, Star Limited. Just a moment. Star Limited forfeited 500 equity shares of 100 each for non-payment of first call of 30 per share. Final call for final call of rupees 100 per share was not yet made. Out of these, 60% shares were reissued for 39,000 fully paid, like the forfeiture and reissue of shares. All right, so I guess the question is clear to all of you. So the question is very easy. Question is simply saying that Star Limited have decided to forfeit 500 equity shares because of the non-payment of the first call by the investor of rupees 30 per share. All right, and the final call of rupees 10 per share is not even made. And out of the whatever the number of shares forfeited by the company, 60% of these shares are being reissued. 60% of the 500 will be 300 shares. 300 shares will be reissued to new investors. And on reissuing these issue sorry these shares, company is able to arrange 39,000 rupees, and we need to journalize considering the situation. I hope the question is easy, right? Question is clear to all of you. Let's start with the solution. First of all, we need to pass the journal entry for. Will be anyone? Will be required to pass journal entry for what?
So forfeiture.
Yes, Alexander, very good. So first part, pass the journal entry for the forfeiture of shares. Could anyone of you please tell me the journal entry for the forfeiture of share in this situation, as per this question? Anyone? What will be the journal entry?
So share capital account debit to share forfeiture account debit.
Yes, that is right. Share capital account debit. Share capital account debit to share forfeiture account to tell me
Calls in arrears.
all the areas. That's right. All the areas. And how many shares are being forfeited? 500 shares are being forfeited, right? We need to multiply the number of shares being forfeited with the tell me paid up value of the call or the called up value. We will multiply 500 with which value? Whether it will be the called up value or the paid up value.
So called up value.
Yeah. So could any one of you please tell me what is the called up value in this situation? Share price
100.
was no, that is the face value of the shares. 100 is the face value. So question says that shares 500 shares are being forfeited because of the
30.
non-payment of the first call, and final call is not even yet made. 10 rupees is not yet made. That means company have
90.
yes, company must have called for 90 rupees per share, and out of 90 rupees, 30 rupees per share is not yet received. That is called in arrears. So basically, in this question, called value will be 90 rupees. We'll multiply this with 90. 500 into 90 will be 45,000, right? Now, what amount we will be able to forfeit? We'll be able to forfeit whatever the amount that has already been collected. So out of 90, which is called up by the company, first call is in area only, right? That means 60 rupees must have been collected by the company. Is that right? Is that correct, everybody?
Yes, sir.
See, face value of the share was 100 rupees, right? Out of 100 rupees, question says that 10 rupees is not yet called, right? That means called up value in this question will be 90 rupees per share, right? This is the called up value. And out of the called up value, shareholders did not pay
30.
not paid, sorry. Shareholder did not pay for the first call of rupees 10 per share, sorry, 30 per share. This is not received. Then how much of the called up value must have been received? 60 rupees. Is that right? Is that right, everybody? So we will
Yes.
be able to forfeit 60 rupees per share, right? Na? So we'll basically multiply 500 into 60 in this situation. Then how much is still in arrears? 30 rupees per share is still in arrears. So 500 into 30, 15,000. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Or if you will be able to write down the narration on your own. Yes or no? Will you be able to write down the narration on your own?
Yes.
Being 500 shares forfeited because of the non-payment of the first. That will be the narration. I'm sure all of you can do that yourself. So I'm moving to the next entry. Next will be for the reissue of shares. Would any one of you tell me what will be the entry for the reissue of shares?
So bank account debit.
That is right. Bank account debit. Bank account debit to
To share capital account.
yes, to share capital account.
To share for future account.
So bank account. We have basically reissued these out of 500 share. We issued 60% shares, right? So that means 300 into. Just a minute. By issuing the share, we were able to collect 39,000. That is what is given in the question. Of 60% shares were reissued for rupees 39,000 fully paid. That means we must have issued 300 shares at rupees. At what price? We must have issued that at 130. We must have issued this at 130. 30. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
300 share, it will be issued at 130, then only we will be able to collect 39,000. I'm sure everybody is able to understand that. Right now, all of you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then share capital. Now, this is very important. See, we will multiply the number of shares being reissued with the paid up value. Since the paid up value for the reissue share is not given in the question, right? Paid up value for the shares being reissued is not given in the question. So we will presume that the paid up value for the shares being reissued will be equal to its face value. So if the face value is 100, then we will presume that the paid up value for the reissued share will also be 100. Multiplying this with 100, you will get 30,000. All right. Now you can clearly see there is a difference in this equation. Debit is greater than the credit part. So the difference arising will be credited to security premium reserve. Is that clear? Difference arising will be, instead of debiting this time to the share forfeiture account, we will credit the excess amount to the security premium reserve account. I hope this point is clear to everyone. Mariam, Halima, Alexander.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that clear? What usually happens that we used to debit the share forfeited account, but that happens only when the credit part is greater than the debit part. In this situation, there is a basically there is debit side is greater than the credit side, or the debit aspect of the journal entry is greater than the credit aspect. Therefore, the difference arising in the credit part will be credited to security premium reserve account by 9,000. I hope this makes sense. I hope this is clear.
Yes, sir. Clear.
All right, so this is the entry for the forfeiture and reissue of shares in this question. Okay, now there is one more thing that is left. What we used to do earlier in all previous question, if you have noticed, that whatever the gain have incurred on because of the forfeiture of share is credited to share forfeiture account. So this is considered as the profit, right? When shares are forfeited, and whatever the amount credited to share forfeited account, that is considered as what? That is considered as a part of profit for the company. And similarly, I'm sorry, this profit is later on adjusted with the loss incurred on the reissue of share. If there would have been, instead of security premium reserve, there would have been share forfeited, account or share forfeiture account. In that case, this would have been considered as a loss. And this loss, we used to adjust this loss with this profit, right? If you're able to recollect, we did a question based on this concept where we set down the loss and profit and transfer the balance to the capital reserve account. If you're able to recall, everyone, everybody's able to recall that
Yes,
amount
sir.
earlier credited to share forfeited account and amount debited to share forfeited account at the time of reissue is later on adjusted, and then the excess amount is transferred to the capital reserve account. That is what we used to do. In this case, in this question, what happens? There is no debit aspect of the share forfeited account. This time, we had a profit or at the time of the forfeiture of share, but on the reissue of share, we have issued the forfeited share at a higher value greater than the paid value. So instead of the share forfeited account, we have a security premium reserve account this time. Question arises, how we will set off the share forfeited account? How we will set off the share forfeited account? All right. So can we just transfer the entire amount to the capital reserve account? Can we do that? Answer is no. we cannot just because if share forfeited account, pay attention, try to understand. If share forfeited account credited earlier by 30,000 rupees at the time of the forfeiture of share, we are considering this as a profit, right? And if there is share forfeited account debit balance, let's suppose if there would have been any balance, then that would have been considered as a loss. And this profit is adjusted with the loss, and the remaining amount is later on transferred to the capital reserve account. Now the question arises, since there is no debit aspect, since there is no debit balance of the share forfeited account, can we just transfer the entire amount to the capital reserve account? Answer is answer is no. We cannot transfer the entire amount to the capital reserve account. Why? Why not? Why not? Because this at the time of the forfeiture of share, we have incurred a profit of 30,000 by forfeiting 500 shares. So this profit belongs to 500 shares. This profit have incurred by forfeiting the 500 shares. All right. Now, how many shares are being reissued? How many shares are being reissued? Only 300 shares are out of 500 shares. We have issued only 300 shares. So the thing is that whatever the profit that we have generated on the forfeiture of share cannot entirely be transferred to the, we cannot transfer that amount entirely to the capital reserve account. All right, everyone. Instead, we need to transfer the amount proportionately. We will be transferring the 30,000 to the capital reserve account, not entirely, but proportionately. Since this profit belongs to the 500 shares, but because we have only reissued 300 shares, so instead of transferring the entire amount to the share sorry, and transferring the entire amount to the capital reserve account, we will we will proportionately transfer this amount to the capital reserve account. And let me show you how do we do that. So let me erase all this. Just a moment. So to make it more clear, let's make a working note here. Working note. Transfer of share forfeited account credit balance to capital reserve account proportionately. 30,000 is the profit that we have made on the forfeiture of share, right? But since this is profit, this is a profit that have incurred by forfeiting 500 shares. So entire profit belongs to 500 shares. So we will divide this by 500 shares. All right. And we have only issued 300 shares. So we will multiply now. Multiply this with 300 shares. And this way we will be able to get that amount that can be transferred to the capital reserve account. I hope this is clear to everyone. So when you will calculate this, you will be getting 18,000. So 18,000 can be booked, or 18,000 can only be transferred to the capital reserve account. Why not completely? Why not entirely 30,000? Because 30,000 is related with entire 500 shares being forfeited. But out of 500 shares, since we have only issued 300 shares, we will be able to book the profit for that portion of share which is actually reissued to the new investors. I hope this makes sense. I hope this is clear, everybody. Is that
Yes,
clear,
sir.
everyone? Alexander, is that clear to you? Mariam, Halima?
Yes.
So this 30,000 is from where the the value credited to share forfeited account?
Yeah, share forfeited earlier. Share forfeited account was credited by 30,000. You are right.
Yes.
This is considered as a profit at the time of forfeiture of share, right? And whatever the profit that you generate is at the end is transferred to the capital reserve account that we usually do. But but this time we cannot transfer the entire 30,000 to the capital reserve because this 30,000 have this 30,000 belongs to 500 shares, and since we have only issued 300 shares, we can only transfer the profit to the capital reserve account, which is actually related to the number of shares reissued. So in order to calculate the profit that belongs to 300 shares, what we do, we just divide the entire profit by 500 shares, which is actually forfeited, and then multiply it with the number of shares reissued. I hope this is clear, everybody.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yeah, na? So for that purpose, we'll have to pass one more entry along with the reissue of shares only. We'll pass one more entry, and that will be, if you're able to recall, journal entry for transferring the share forfeited account balance to the capital reserve account. Journal entry is share forfeited account debit 30,000, 18,000 to capital reserve account. Got it, everyone? Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
All right. I hope all of you have written this down along with the board. Tell me anybody wants to write this down. Alexander, Halima, Maria. All of you are still writing it, or
Sir, done.
Alexander, Halima, Maria. Confirm if I'm audible or not.
So your voice is lagging.
Okay, so shall we move to the next question, everyone?
Yes.
All right. So this was all about question number 31. I'm sure all of you are able to understand this. So moving to the next question, question number 32. So it says Superstar Limited makes an issue of 10,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each, payable as on application allotment 50 per share, on first call 25 per share, on second and final call 25 per share. Members holding 400 share did not pay the second and final call, and the The shares are duly forfeited, 200 of which are reissued as fully paid up 50 per share. Journal entries in the book of the company. So, question does not specifically talk entry. So that means we need to pass the journal entry starting from the issue of shares, right, along with the application, first call, final call, everything, and then we will also pass the journal entry for the forfeiture of share and then also for the reissue of shares. All right, everyone. I hope this is clear to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Everybody. So what do you think? Do you think you will be able to pass the journal entry for this question? Do you want to try or shall I do this for you?
So we can try.
You can try now. Giving you 10 minutes. That's solving it. You need to do journal entry for everything. That means for the application enrollment, for the first call, for the second call, considering that 400 shares are in arrears. And after that, after passing the journal entry for the issue and receipt of money for application allotment, first and final call, after that you need to pass the entry for the forfeiture of share and also pass the entry for the reissue of share. So try solving it. I'm allowing you 10 minutes. Please solve it within that time. Anyone having any trouble understanding anything, do let me know. But is that clear to you? Question is clear. Do you have any doubt, Halima? Okay, Halima, no doubt. Okay, all right. Mariam, I'm still waiting for your response. All right, so Mariam already started doing it. Okay, everybody. All right. All right. The first entry that we make is for the application, right? Anyone is willing to tell me the entry for the application of shares? Alexander, do you think you will be able to tell me entry for the application allotment?
Yes, sir. Bank account debit to equity share application and allotment account.
Yes, that is right. After that, for transferring the share application allotment to equity share capital.
Sir, equity share application and allotment account debit to equity share cap.
Hmm, yes, that's right. And once we are done with the application allotment, we need to pass an entry for the first call. So could you also tell me the entry for the first call?
Yes, sir. Share first call account debit to share capital, and then bank account debit to share first call.
Very good. And tell me the last entry for the final call.
Sir,
Mhm.
equity share second and final call account debit to share capital, and then bank account debit to second and final call.
Bank account debit to second and final call. But I think you are not considering that 400 shares did not be the second and final call. So you need to also pass entry for the calls in earlier, right now.
Yes, sir.
That means for the 400 shares, we did not receive the final call amount from the 400 shareholders. What we'll do, considering considering that on 400 shares we did not receive the final call, will be the general entry then. Bank account debit to, will be second and final
To
call and to policy leaders, I guess.
okay, sir.
Right? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Is that clear to you? Okay, so this is the entry for the issue of share and receipt of application allotment first call. Now we need to pass the entry for the future reports. All of you are able to solve this now. At this point, anyone having any doubt? And if any one of you want me to pass the entry for you, I can do that.
No.
That is under her leave. Mariam, this is also clear to you. All right, then. So let's pass the general entry for the future of shares. And I want Halima to tell me the entry for the future of shares quickly. Tell me what general entry you have to do for the future of 400 shares. Tell me quickly. Halima, I want answer from you.
Sir, I didn't hear what you said. Can you say it again?
Halima, I want you to pass the tell me the entry for the future of 400 shares.
Share capital account debit to
Mm-hmm.
share calls in arrear.
Mm-hmm. Could you please repeat? There seems to have some network issue from your side, I guess. So, Alexander, you think you'll be able to tell me?
Yes,
Please tell
sir.
the entry for the forfeiture. Yeah, please tell me.
Sir, share capital account debit
Mhm,
40,000 to for share forfeited account
mhm.
30,000 to calls in arrears 10,000.
Yes, yes, that's right. Uh, Equity share capital account debit 40,000. Share forfeiture account debit 30,000. Sorry, credit 30,000 and to calls in areas 10,000. Right. And once they are done with the forfeiture of shares, they issue the shares. Huh? Could you also tell me the entry for that? Mariam is not responding to me. Mariam, could you please tell me the entry for the reissue of shares? Tell me quickly. You can also tell me in the chat section. Anyways, okay. Alexander, please tell me.
So which one reissue?
Yeah, for the reissue of shares.
Sir, bank account debit to share capital. Sir, I was doing this one, not completed.
All right, no problem. Do it and then tell.
Okay.
Done, Alexander?
Yes, sir. I think bank account debit 10,000, share forfeited account debit 5,000 to share capital account 15,000.
Entry is correct, but the values are not.
Yes, sir. I have doubt.
So could you tell me the bank account is debited by what amount?
Sir, 10,000.
10,000, that's right. And to share capital account is credited by what amount?
Sir, 5,000.
5,000.
Yes,
By,
sir.
by 5,000. By
So the
5,000.
so the difference between debit and credit side.
No, I'm asking for the share capital account, not the forfeiture account.
Oh, so 15,000.
And why 15,000?
Sir,
Mhm. I think you multiplied with 75 instead of 100. 200 into 75, that is what you have done.
yes, sir. I did it I multiplied it by paid up value.
Yeah, but paid up value for the reshoot share is not given in the question. Paid up value is different for the issued share. Keep that in mind. That is not same as the paid up value of the shares at the time of the issue of share. Reissue of shares and issue of share is different, and therefore the paid up value for the reissue of share will also be different. Got it? So in this
Yes,
case,
sir.
paid up value of the reissued share is not given in the question as usual. In the mostly previous questions, this has happened that the paid up value of the reissued share is not there in the question. So whenever the paid up value of shares is paid up value of the reissued share is not given in the question, all you need to do is consider the face value as the paid up value. The face value of these shares is 100, given in the first line of the question. 100 is the face value. So whenever the paid up value of the reissued share is not given in the question, face value will be considered as the paid up value. All right. So instead of multiplying this with 75, you need to multiply this with 100. And then you will get 20,000. So let me show you. Firstly, we will pass this entry for the forfeiture of share, right now. I'm sure you have already done it. Share capital account debit, share forfeiture account, to call the arrears account. 40,000, 30,000, 10,000. I hope this is clear, everyone. Priya, Halima. This is for the
Yes,
forfeiture of shares. I hope this is clear, Halima.
Yes.
Mariam, is that clear to you? And once we are done with the forfeiture of share, we need to pass the entry for the reissue of share. Now, for the reissue of share, you need to consider the question. It says in the question that out of the forfeited 400 shares, only 200 shares are being reissued. And that is being reissued as a fully paid up at rupees 50 per share. This is the reissued price. All right. So basically, we have collected, we have reissued 200 share on which we have collected 50 per share. So the total amount that we have received is 10,000 by issuing 200 shares. So that means bank account will be debited by 10,000. All right. So 200 into 50 will be 10,000. And then we'll write down share. We need to write down this to share capital account. And while crediting to share capital account, we need to multiply this. We need to multiply the reissued share with the paid up value of the reissued share. But if this is not given in the question, you need to multiply this with the face value of the share. That is already given at the beginning of the question, which is 100. 200 into 100 will be 20,000. Now the difference will be transferred to share forfeited account. Share forfeited account. Right now, Alexander, is that clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Is it clear now, everybody? Everybody? Alexander, is
It's
it clear?
clear.
Am I
Yes,
audible
sir,
to all
it's
of
clear.
you? But I'm saying yes, sir. Alexander, I'm not able to hear you. Could you please tell me whether this is clear or not?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Seems some problem with my headphones or with your mic. You're not got. Alima have given thumbs up. Just a moment, let me check my head. Yeah, I'm not able to hear you, Alexander. Let me check. I think there seems to have some problem from my side. Meanwhile, all of you can try finding out the amount that need to be transferred to the capital reserve account. Okay, so as you can see, we have at the time of the forfeiture of share, we have credited share forfeiture account by 30,000. This is considered as a profit at the time of forfeiture of share. And you can also see we have a debit balance of the forfeiture account of 10,000 that indicate as a this is considered as a loss. We can set off the debit balance of the share forfeiture account with the credit balance of the share forfeiture account, and the remaining amount will be transferred to the capital reserve account. So in this case, credit is 30,000, and in the debit part we have 10,000. So that means remaining 20,000 will be transferred to the capital reserve. Is that clear, everybody? We'll write down share forfeiture account debit. Share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve account. 20,000. Right, everyone? Is this clear? Alexander, Halima, Mariam, this is clear or not? I think my headphones are now working. You can unmute yourself and tell me whether this is clear or not.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Yes.
Not still not able to hear you. Anyone else, please try whether am I audible or my headphones are not working. Halima, could you please say something if this is clear to you or not?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. All right then. So yeah, let's move to the next question. Let's do one more question based on this concept, and then we'll start a new topic. All right. So this is the third question, and this is question number 33. This question have two different situation, and considering both the situation, we need to pass the entries. So situation number one says the director of Devendra Limited resolved on 1st of January 2010 that 100 equity shares of 10 each, having a paid up value, forfeited for non-payment of the final call of rupees 2. On 1st Feb, 60 of these shares were reissued at 7 per share as fully paid up. Again, In this question, again, the paid up value of the share is not given in the question. Don't get mistaken by the word paid up. It says 60 of the shares were reissued at rupees 7 per share as fully paid up. That means we have reissued 60 shares out of the shares that we have forfeited for rupees 7 per share. Okay, so you need to pass the entry for the forfeiture as well as for the reissue of shares. Alexander, Alima, and Maria. You want to try this question? Please tell me if Mariam saying okay. Alexander, you want to try it? Halima have given the thumbs up. Alexander, I'm still waiting for you. Okay, all right. Done, everyone? Tell me whether you're done with the first case or not. Unmute yourself and let me know. Alexander, you're still doing it?
Excuse me, sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you now.
Yes, sir, I'm doing it still.
All right. In the in the case one, we'll pass the entry. Firstly, we'll pass the entry for the forfeiture of shares. Huh? So in that case, it will be equity share capital account debit to share forfeiture calls in arrears account. And as usual, we'll multiply the number of shares being forfeited with the total called up value. So in this situation, we have 100 shares that is being forfeited, and the called up value is 10 rupees. It says that the face value of share is 10 each. 8 up being forfeited because of the non-payment of the final call. That means final call must have been called up but not paid. And since the final call is not yet paid, company have decided to forfeit the share. So the thing is that since the final call is not yet paid, that means company have called for the entire 10 rupees. So in this situation, called value will be 10. We need to multiply 100 with 10. We will get 10,000, but 1,000 that will be considered as the equity share capital. That will be written as the equity share capital account debit by 1,000. Then how much amount will be able to forfeit? The amount that has already been paid by the investors. So on 100 share, investors have already paid 8 per share. Did not pay the final call only. So we can just multiply 100 with 8, right? So 100 into 8 will be 800. Is that clear? And then the remaining amount which is not paid, which is an area that can be credited to calls in arrears account. 100 into 2 will be credited to calls in arrears account. This is the journal entry for the forfeiture of shares. I hope this is clear, and please let me know if anybody have any problem understanding this.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
It's clear.
Okay, then we need to pass the entry for the reissue of shares. So on the issue of shares.
Excuse me, sir.
Mhm.
Sir, I have to leave as I have an exam tomorrow, so
Okay, no problem. You can leave the session. We will keep. We won't be discussing any new topic, Alexander. Today. We'll try to start a new topic on the next session. That is on Wednesday. We'll talk about the issue of share on pro rata basis. So that is very important. Make sure you don't miss that class. All right.
okay, sir.
This is it for today for you. You can now leave the session, and I'll just complete the session. I'll then over the class.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Bye bye.
Take care.
Bye.
All
Take
right.
care.
Halima and Mariam, we need to now pass the journal entry for the reissue of shares, and pass the entry for that. What we need to do, first of all, we'll basically debit the bank account. Bank account will be debited by what amount? 130. Yeah. Out of 100 shares, only 60 shares are being reissued now. So we have reissued 60 shares at 7 per share, 16 to 7. All right. To share capital account. All right. And we need to multiply this. We need to multiply the issued share with the paid up value. So the paid up value for the reissued share is not given in the question. So we will consider the reissue prices for the paid up value is 10 rupees for the reissued shares as well. 16 to 10 will be 600. And the balance arising will be debited to share forfeiture account. Right. So this will be 16 to
180.
180. That's right. Very good. All right. Now, after passing the reissue entry and the forfeiture entry, we need to pass one more entry, that is transfer the access or the credit balance of the forfeiture account to the capital reserve account, right? So for transferring the forfeiture account balance to the capital reserve account, general entry will be share forfeited account or share forfeited account debit to capital reserve account. All right. And this is earlier we have credited capital forfeiture account by 800. Then later we debited forfeiture account by 180. The balance that is arising will be transferred to the capital reserve account,
620.
that 600 and sorry, Alima, could you please repeat?
620.
620. That is done with this question. Part A of this question is done. Okay. Now, I think the second part of the question is easy, and I guess you will be able to do that, Alima and Mariam.
Yes.
I'm considering to give you this question as a homework. So take
Okay.
the screenshot of the part 2. In fact, take the screenshot of the entire question. Part 2 will be your homework. Mariam and Halima.
Taken.
Done now. Okay. Then I have one more question for you that you can try as well, which is question number 34. Kindly take the screenshot of this answer. So second part of question number 33 will be homework, and all these three situations, which is completely independent of each other, will also be homework. This is just like the previous question. All right. So there are instead of two cases, this time we have three different situation, and considering all these situations independently, you need to pass the entry for the issue and forfeiture of shares. So I'm sure you will be able to do that. Take the screenshot. Let me know whenever you are done.
Done.
Okay. And okay. So this is it. We have a new topic